Okay, I think this will be the last video for this. There's not a whole lot left to use. And I'm afraid that these pencils are going to fuck up my concentration. Yeah, this is, I mean, I'm hoping to increase Bai Ling's popularity by doing these. It's not going to be easy. I'm not even, I mean, people don't even care about what I'm doing. But see, but Bai Ling is, she knows A-list celebrities, B-list celebrities, C-list celebrities, D celebrities. So she's not too worried. You know, yeah, it's good that she conquers alcohol and drugs and psychedelics. You know, you don't need that stuff. Just be loved. Sometimes it's more important to be loved. We got music going on in the background. I don't care two shits about that, to be honest with you. So I got here. Yeah, so she's not gonna wear pants. I'm gonna try to see how I can do this right. It's not easy doing this. Very hard, in fact, and almost thankless at times. I mean, the hardest thing in the world is to do something you want to do and nobody sees it, nobody watches it. My favorite Chinese foods would probably be, you know, stir-fried rice, sweet and sour chicken on rice. That's about it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. That little knot. You know, I was trying to make it look like a painting so that it gives you the impression that it was a watercolor painting. For it is not easy doing this kind of art to begin with. Nobody has really seen me draw all this stuff before. It's the first time. I think I'm going to make that a dark blue, but I haven't decided completely yet. See, I like the markers. See, these markers here, these come from the college, and they have a more painting feel. Some asshole is falling on a skateboard outside. And the Sharpies, they're more like the gradations between the colors, the lights and dark colors are more obvious. It's good for cell shading, but when you want to do this kind of art, you need like the sort of these ones here. And they're acid free, so it doesn't really, it doesn't age that badly. I mean, that's the problem when you get acid paper, they get yellow after a while. And as I'm looking at what colors need to be here and what don't need to be here. Dark blue. I'm looking for the dark blue. The idea is to make it look like a painting. It's not easy to do anything like this. Tomorrow is Indigenous Peoples Day, not Columbus Day. But Columbus was a traitor, wasn't he? Wasn't he a bastard? So was Cortez. But I would say, to be fair, as bad as Columbus was, Cortez was worse. Because he was out of his way to ruthlessly kill people. Hard to do that. But yeah, Cortez and Columbus, they were both bad, just horrible. Not to mention the Europeans who brought African slaves over here to exploit slavery and tobacco and genocide. It's just horrible. Bai Ling, if you're watching this video, you have to understand that my ancestors were the original Americans, okay? But we lost our land. We lost, I'll tell you what you went through as a child was small compared to what we went through as a people. We were raped, we were murdered, we were robbed, mugged, beaten, just with brute force. And it really is, it's disturbing, you know. All the Aztec gods that you can think of, if you look at Aztec gods, Aztec mythology, Mayan mythology, that's the stuff we worshipped. You understand? And then when the Europeans came, all the descendants of England and Holland and Germany and France and Poland, all those people came and they threw Christianity on us. Then they exploited our freedom and our greed and turned us against each other. So we had a good thing going, but obviously white people had the other upper hand. There's a lot of hate to go. I think the social justice warriors can agree. Ultimately, you know, owning land as opposed to sharing the land, the Cherokee Apache way, that's a far better thing to have than to just sharing the land. But why not make it a choice for us, you know? Like if Bai Ling doesn't want to do Chinese things all the time, that's her choice. She just shouldn't be forced, you know? You shouldn't be forced to do things you don't want to do. If you like French cuisine, if you like, if Bai Ling went to a Mexican restaurant and ate albondigas or machaca or tacos, you know, yeah, I mean, you know, you should embrace that. I mean, I've seen Japanese do Mexican kind of mariachi numbers for New Year's Day, for the Kohaku Festival, for NHK. So, I mean, you can like whatever you want, okay? But when my people were raided and raped by pilgrims, by Cortez and Columbus, we were I mean, we had a gunpoint. We had to lose our beliefs in the Mayan beliefs, in the Aztec, Toltec, Olmec beliefs. Because over time, over those thousands of years that we were a people, we chose to leave one civilization and beliefs for another of our own choice. But here came the original aliens. You know, Bai Ling, if you ever seen like those 1950s UFO spaceships come to Earth to invade people, the aliens with the big heads, that concept, whether or not white people would acknowledge it or not, is based on you know, Cortez, Columbus, Pilgrims, etc. You know, when we saw those people, we didn't know what was going on. We had no clue. We had no idea. I may not have a whole bunch of time here, but let me draw the vagina a little bit. It's actually not going to be fully drawn here, but I'm just going to do a little bit of pink. So it's implied more than it is actually physically drawn here. Um, yeah, so I mean, what Columbus Day represented, was supposed to represent, was Columbus was a hero and he didn't discover shit, okay? He thought we were all Indians because he was trying to go to India. And that's why you see, oh, well, Indian cowboys and Indians, uh, Indian reservations, Indian gaming casinos. It's a result of that thinking that Columbus imposed upon us now. It's like it's like when Americans say karaoke, even though there's no Y. It's karaoke, you know. So I mean, they they want to impose upon us the ignorance and the misspellings of things. You know, I'm sure in 10 years karaoke will be pronounced that way, but for now we're saying it karaoke because that's how ignorant we are. I'm gonna start doing the finishing up the tape. Or actually, let me see. Better yet, let me do the well. This is the lighter color, so I think the burden will be on that. So to me, Indigenous Peoples Day is a nicer sounding title, but I always felt like, we need to kind of recognize my ancestors, not just Cinco de Mayo, not just Mexican Independence Day, but also like, what were we before the Spanish Inquisition? What were we before the the purging of Aztec culture? You know, could you imagine, Bai Ling, if the Europeans invaded China and just like purged China, the Mandarin language and the writings and the scriptures and the pictures and everything, and just imposed English and Christianity all the time? It's like the worst thing to do to lose a person, to lose a loved one, is to lose a whole culture of things, of people, places, and things. It's disgusting. Why would people tolerate it? I have no clue. But it happens, and it happens quick. Yeah. But it's not great to get political on a how to draw thing, but in case you can't tell by my voice, I am actually Latino, Chicano, Mexican, such. So this stuff is kind of important to me. It's my identity, you know. I mean, be thankful you have the Chinese. There's certain Chinese aspects I didn't like. I mean, I watched a video one time where people were like dog catchers. They were scooping up these dogs and then putting them out in the market, skinned and ready to eat. I mean, it was just a weird mess of people eating dogs. But I think there are some small groups of China where they do eat dog, but they don't eat other animals that we eat in this country. So I don't know. I think you have to have a real good palate. But the key thing here is tolerance. If people want to be Christians, if people want to wear Western clothes, if people want to go to formal schools, that needs to be their decision, not imposed upon. So I think we've come a long way, and I think that's what this tomorrow's holiday is going to be about. And I need to say that um, because if I won't say too much tomorrow, I'm going to just start on Bai Ling's sixth piece, which is going to be a collage. So I'm going to finish this off with a little circle, and Bai Ling will get the finished product on Instagram. And if anybody wants to see the finished product, just send me a message. You know what to do. You're not blind to this. Okay. And that's it for this. So thank you very much, and see you tomorrow.